OP.
Yeah, they're taking it from 30% down to 20% when he's attacked.
Chimera, fire Chimera. Increase the attack bar 50%. Provokes the enemy for 1 turn.
I got fucking asked for that. Yeah,
That's it.
fucking pro.
They're buffing Leica too.
Fire Chimera. Modified with the skill now.
Buffing the Pioneers.
What the fuck? They're gonna reset attack bar of all enemies to 0? That's clearly a fucking, like, YouTuber streamer buff. What, Wind Fairy King buff? Like, that's retarded. Like, Wind Fairy King is already kind of relevant. People actually build it and use it in Guild Wars. Like, now it's gonna ATB reset to 0 too. Like, oh boy, this is the same thing as the fucking Varad buff, pretty much. And the Shan buff.
Why would they mess with the Drunken Masters?
Because they're retarded.
Exactly. Like, why even bother?
Oh, if you attack Rakan now, it might with a 30% chance he can get his third ability back. That's cool.
That's cool. Or if the skill is on, only if it's on. So you want to spam that. Provokes the enemy now. At least they messed with it a little bit. I just pulled him too, like last week.
That Leica buff though. Another unit people actually use all the fucking time. What a retarded buff. Leica is used so fucking much in Guild Wars AO already.
Looks like a pretty strong buff too.
Yeah, they're retarded. They're fucking doing another more irrelevant buffs to units that are already relevant. I'm only halfway in.
Modified skill now.
They're just gonna keep changing Rakan forever because no one's ever gonna be happy until they give it AoE.
Or give it better, like, power scaling.
They're buffing Mi Yang for raids too.
What? They're not really buffing it. It's not really gonna do anything.
You don't think so?
What game are you all talking about?
It's according to the beneficial effects removed. The dispel on the blade fan, the offensive move. That's gonna be a gauge buff for.
Rip, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it's not according to the dispelled buffs.
Yeah. I didn't even notice there was skill 3.
The water monkey list, they changed it a little bit. Target 1 turn. That's pretty shit. Did you happen to see the name of my water monkey bomber?
They're buffing the Wind Sylph's second ability.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
That should be.
They're making it so that Wusa heals now.
Oh, look at All or Nothing too is getting buffed 10%. That's not even nearly enough. it needs like a 40% buff. Like what the fuck? Minimum. Like that'd be like, oh, okay, now I can actually use all or nothing instead of auto attack sometimes. Like what the fuck? And look at this. They sneak it in there right at the end, hoping you don't understand or get it. More pay to win buffs right here. Dark Pioneer. Instead of it stealing one buff from you and dealing AoE AoE Arnold to you, he's basically an AoE Arnold is what he is. But he dispels you as well. And he heals himself for that damage too, right? Well, now he steals all of your beneficial effects on all of your team. That's fucking
It's gonna
stupid.
be more fun in TOA hard now.
That's so stupid. This is more pay to win fucking buffs. I'm telling you guys, that's all they fucking care about is your money. They want you to buy that unit. People are gonna be getting wrecked by it on YouTube videos and on streams and shit. And you're gonna be like, oh, I want that unit. It's so cool. Fuck that shit. So
What the
stupid.
fuck is this balance patch, Bomber?
It's so garbage.
This is the worse than the last one they came out with, and the last one was terrible too.
This isn't balanced. This is fucking like, let's make our
I
game.
thought the last one was the worst one I've ever seen, and this surpassed it. This is now the worst one I've ever seen.
What game are y'all talking about?
Summoners.
Hey, Bomber, let's buff those drunken masters though, right? That's gonna change the meta.
You're gonna make them OP now, dude.
And barbarian kings. We all know how much barbarian kings are important.
Now they're having continuous heals for drunken masters.
I literally think they're drunk when they do these, Bomber, and they just put a dartboard out there and like, okay, what are we gonna buff this time? Let's just random it. Come on.
Nah.
Yeah, I think there's literally one nerf in all of this.
Yeah, the Wind Panda, is that the only relevant change in the entire patch?
That's not even that relevant. That doesn't change anything. You know how, like, when you ever watch Orange Juice for Clash of Clans or Clash Royale, when things
No.
get changed in Clash Royale, it's like 5, 10, 7%, some random number that makes no sense to you. The number is meaningful, right? At the end of the day, they're like, okay, well, now it takes one less hit from Bomber to kill Barbs, or it takes one less swing from Mini P.E.K.K.A. to kill Royal Giant. Like, things like this, they make changes in Clash Royale, and then that's their balance. They change it depending on interactions with other units. You know what happens when Wind Panda loses 10% gauge? He goes down from 30% to 20%? Nothing. Nothing at all. He still gains just as much. He gains more ATB when Galleon hits him. He gains more ATB when Leo hits him. He gains more than a... He's still going to be lapping you in Leo comps. He's still going to be lapping you with Galleon comps. Like, it changes no technical... It changes nothing for, like, the way that the meta is and the way that you attack Wind Panda. That doesn't change shit at all. The course of a match with a Wind Panda is typically 4 turns max, right? So if he takes 4 or 5 turns, the game's probably already over. It's already done, right? What's 10% change do? Nothing. It needs to be
Bomber, but
changed
we
down
keep
to
making
10%.
these Rakan changes. Rakan just keeps on getting these changes, and he's just
Uh-huh.
so good now.
Does that mean that he can revenge with a collapse?
No.
Provokes the enemy for 1 turn, and then activates collapse with a 30% chance.
No, when he gets attacked, he just resets his cooldown. Sometimes.
With a 30% chance it'll reset. Right? Activates collapse.
Alright, he gets attacked, his skill resets. when he gets attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Says it
You
activates.
flame breath him, and it's
They have
like,
the-
boom, passive. He
Yeah.
gets his ability back.
This is so
He
garbage.
Jameers his third ability sometimes.
You're right though, Bomber. It's just like fucking useless, this game.
Dude, look
They
at the
don't give a
only-
shit
Look at the most
about
relevant
anything.
change. What's the most relevant change? Dark Pioneer steals all of your buffs now. A Dark Nat 5 is the most relevant fucking change in here? Are you kidding me? You're gonna get all of this fucking hate from so much of the community about you making your game more pay to win, and then your balance patch that's been long overdue because you skipped it like 3 times. You come out and fucking punch us in the dick with a Nat 5 light dark unit getting buffed into oblivion. Like, fuck off. No Water Fairy King addressing.
Yeah,
No Tiana, no Sierra.
No
Yeah.
No
Tiana,
Camilla.
no Camilla, nothing, no relevant
touch.
fucking shit getting addressed.
Don't touch my Camilla.
Again. Go figure.
Well, I think Water Fairy King was the most important thing for them to address.
I know, they
What
actually
would you have
nerfed
done to
something
it?
though. They nerfed something, they nerfed the Wind Panda, like, holy shit.
The Wind Panda, which, by the way, was not even... Like, it was really good in Guild Wars, but who cares about Guild Wars anyways?
Yeah.
Because it sucked everywhere else. Like, okay, who cares for the Super...
Well,
Dude,
Bomber, we can
that
look forward
Dark
to 6
Pioneer
more
buff though,
months.
did you see that shit?
Yeah, Dark Pioneer is really good.
That's savage.
But-
It was
Yeah,
already
but-
good.
I don't like how the Wind Fairy King cannot be resisted anymore. Like, that's all we need is this, like, whole meta where nothing gets resisted.
Yeah, buy the units to not be resisted.
So yeah, let's give you all these stats that are meaningless because you're gonna stack resistance, and now they just fucking surpass it.
Yeah, like, fuck your will runes, fuck anything. Like, nothing matters.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of funny
And
though.
then
Like now,
Light Pioneer-
if one unit's giving you a lot of trouble, like Praha, you can just be like, "Hey, Wind Fairy King, it. Let me just guarantee that you never heal ever
I
again."
just actually, what I think the hidden change is, I'm wondering how big the heal is in the Water and Light Pioneer, because if that heal is big, that's pretty broken. Their Mountain's power heals all of a sudden, recovers the HP of all allies by the amounts in proportion to your max, and then it cuts off. Like
Oh,
if Water Pioneer gives you 3-turn debuff with the shield, and then on top of it heals your team, I mean, that's pretty ridiculous.
I think from the way that it reads, it's the amount that's already on the skill, which is 15%.
Wait, recovers the HP of allies by the amount that's proportionate to your max. HP, probably. I don't know. How did you read that? I don't... Who knows what that heal is?
Because it says by the amount, so that makes me think that it's the previous multiplier.
The previous... but it says max, and the only time they listed max in the skill was based off HP. And Water Pioneer has like 1,200 base HP, or 12,000 base HP.
Well,
Light Pioneer might be broken actually if this skill is like
if it's like a
Legit.
the
Yes,
light
Chasun,
one.
if it's like a Chasun
No,
second ability, because it can
water.
revive your whole team
I was
and
gonna
then
say,
heal
though,
your whole team to
water.
full.
What'd you say?
It could revive your whole team and then heal the whole team to full.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the light. But even the water one would be OP too, though.
Yeah, it could block a shitload of damage and heal your team to full.
Yeah, it's like if it wins turn 1, who gives a fuck? You put the shield immunity up. If it doesn't win turn 1, then you're healing, which is way better than the Praha Dispel because Praha Dispel doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, if they do win turn 1, it's like, oh, you have will double Nemesis Praha, cool. Tiana, Water fucking Fairy, or Wind Fairy King, GG, like, both unresistible, your Praha is useless now. Only thing it can do is fucking auto attack. And guess what? Now you got no fucking gauge as well. Like GG, you don't even get to auto attack. Unresistible.
Wind Fairy King is better than Zeros. He's not Wind Zeros. He's better.
Well, does it do damage? I don't think it does damage, does it?
That Wind Fairy King buff, I think, was their hope into nerfing Water Fairy King, which is ridiculous. But
That's not going to change it, is it?
I hate it when they build units that ignore resistance or accuracy. Like, they should never have units that ignore basic fundamental stats in the game.
Yeah, that'd be like, hey, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example, but there's no really.
That would be first fucking thing on my agenda if they fucking instated me into any balance control of this game. First thing on the agenda, get rid of ignoring anything units. Like anything that ignores something. Period. Like
it's not the game.
Honestly, like I don't care if it's a chance to ignore. That's cool. But all the ignore somethings is going to be gone. Armor and everything. First of all, like that's the biggest complaint on the table. Hands down, the number one complaint. Ignore armor, ignore resistance. Both of those. Ignore armor and ignore resistance is the dumbest fucking thing ever. Like
Lucian's
both of those.
Been stupid forever.
Both of those things need to be random chance if they're going to even exist at all. Not 100. No 100% ignore somethings.
How long has Lucian been broken?
I know.
And it's still broken.
I don't even want to complain about it because it's a Nat 4 and that's fine. As long as it's not a Nat 5 that's broken, like, cool. I don't care. Everybody has it.
Everybody can get one?
Yeah. That's way better than fucking having Water Fairy King out there.
The good people who can get Lucian, it's just broken.
Well, you'll get Lucian eventually with stones. So you just invest as much time as the people that already have Lucian and you'll probably get it.
You say that. I'm missing that 4 still after the money I spent.
I know. But that's besides the point. Yeah.
My other one.
I just can't believe Water Fairy King was not nerfed.
Why? It's probably giving them so much money still. I mean, we know what they're after.
Yeah,
Water Fairy King is a new unit that everybody wants. They're going to keep it. They're going to keep it, yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised at all knowing what I know about what they want.
I don't actually care about the Water Pioneer buff might be relevant. I don't think the light one is. I still don't think Fire Chimera is relevant. Even though
oh fuck that. Dark Fire Chimera maybe on like a fucking G2 defense.
But yeah, Fire Chimera, you can get a double collapse and it still won't matter in this game.
Why won't they just fucking make this third skill an AoE like they should?
Double collapse, even with that chance to proc it, assumes that you're gonna win anything. Like you're not getting reset turn 1. Like,
but he'll reset his reset. He Jamirs himself with Flame Breath. Pretty sure because it's a passive. It applies after anything. It's like Camilla, or it applies afterwards.
Provokes enemy for 1 turn, activates collapse with 30% chance that the skill's on cooldown.
So I'm sure he just Jamirs himself right after that. Like he'll be like, "Oh, your cooldown. Oh, here's my passive. My skill's on cooldown. Here's my passive. Oh, I get it." I
know, but it's not enough. If you think about
that is cool. They need to add more of that though. Like more of these units like that. That's what it should be. That's what shit should be like. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I guess it's just if you think about a unit that revives, can do AoE damage, resets cooldowns, and is a speed leader, then you look at a unit like Rakan and you're just like, right? You're just like, this is now happening. Attacks the attacker inflicted damage proportional to your attack power and stuns the target for 1 turn if a 50% chance if you attack additionally. Oh wait, I don't understand the Dragon Knight buff.
Still, that fucking Dark Pioneer is gonna be crazy. That's savage. Like, Despair Nemesis, Dark Pioneer, G, Speed HP, you're done.
Who has it though?
People have that shit. Just chilling, hiding.
Peasy?
Oh, a lot more people. There's people that are like G3 players that have that shit just hiding. It's gonna come out, I guarantee it. It's gonna come out with Water Fairy King combo. Promise you. Because it's better than Gianna now. Like, it's gonna do relevant damage, stun you, heal itself back to full, and steal all of your buffs for himself. It's crazy. That's pretty crazy.
What is this Water Desert Queen buff? After change, increases attack bar of the ally by 25% each. What does that even mean?
When that thing dispels enemy debuff or enemy buffs, so when it successfully dispels buffs with its RNG fucking ability, then it'll gauge buff its team too.
Your whole team gets the buff?
Yeah, I think that's what it says, right?
It says, I don't know, it's worded like a bag of dicks.
Of the ally, according to it is. I don't who fucking knows whatever that means.
It increases your attack power. The shield amount is proportionate to your level. It's still not viable. What's the point of that buff?
It's calm to us. They don't know what they're doing. I think they're drunk when they're doing these patches.
Oh, I agree. I don't know what's going on here. Like, I hate that. Like, can't they just say like monster skill tweaks? Just
Not balance.
Just
balance
remove
changes
balance
are
out of there. We know it ain't balance. It's been years, man.
Balance
You've fucking us over with these bullshit. Like,
That's
just
as
remove
if they're
balance.
actually going to change the.
If they
game
renamed
in
it,
a
like-
meaningful way.
Monster skill changes, and they just remove this word balance. Changes and improvements, please. Just remove the balance part. I don't want to be bullshitted by that. There's no balance in here at all. Like, none. The one thing that might be considered balance is Wind Panda's 10% nerf, but it really doesn't change any interactions between any other unit. 10%.
No.
It needs to be down to 10% in order to be changing interactions between units. If it goes down to 10%, then Leo can equally trade with him. Galleon can equally trade. Actually, Galleon can get an advantage. Hua can get an advantage. Like, it won't be this automatic positive trade for getting attacked by the Wind Panda. So it's still all interactions with all units in the game. He still positively beats them out with that passive. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't change anything. That's what the really big thing about these is, like, how does the ability interact with it, other counterplay units in order to, like, that people would want to use against it. Like, Hua you'd want to use Hua against it. You'd want to use Leo against him, right? Or you'd want to use him against Leo. You do want to use him against Leo right now because he gains that advantage. But, like, if you were attacking a Wind Panda, you might want to use Leo against him, but you can't because the interaction between the two, he trumps you. So it's like, GG. I don't know. It's like, what the fuck? He already does defensive scaling damage, and defense breaks and cleanses and heals his whole team, and like, what the fuck? Like, hello? He already does so much. Like, make his interactions against some of these units counterable. Maybe bring it down to 15%. Maybe bring it down to 10% even. Make it so that Galleon second ability actually can be used against him. You know, you're probably going to get glanced or resisted anyway, but when you do hit it, a Wind Panda with Galleon, but that's the chance you take. You don't want to have to attack the Wind Panda with Galleon's second ability and just get fucked by it. Is Rakan still garbage this patch? Bro, come on. Is Rakan ever going to be good? Rakan needs, like I've said a billion times, Rakan's third ability just has to be like AoE. That's the point in the game we're at. There's already power units that do AoE like that. Like, for example, Dark Pioneer. Dark Pioneer, not only does he AoE HP relative damage you, he also steals all your buffs now and heals off of that. He's got built-in Vampire. He Prahas you, pretty much, except steals all your buffs instead of turning them into bad buffs. Like, look at that. That's crazy. That's just like the power of that is just immaculate. Look at Rakan. He's single target HP relative nukes you. Like, cool. Whatever. We got Theo. He one-shots you. And saved his own life. Like, come on. We don't need that shit. Dude, you want to see my Rakan, boys? It's my Rakan.
I still don't think the Light Pioneer matters.
It's my Rakan, boys.
Like, what unit would you want to revive that can do something?
Sits there forever.
Perna does a ton of damage already. Theo already revives and survives on his own. Camilla already has built-in tankiness. What would you pair up with Light Pioneer to do damage, anyways?
But the Light Pioneer now revives everybody too that was dead instead of just putting soul protection on them.
Yeah, but what would you want to revive at 30% HP to do something? It would have to be something that kills, right?
Well, they're gonna have no gauge. Well, wait. When you revive them
No,
like that, they have no gauge.
You gauge when you get revived.
No, but that's only with the soul protection. When you revive them from dead, they're gonna have no gauge.
Well, either way, I mean, there's not too many units that are high impact enough where when they revive, they do something.
They're not gonna have cooldowns anyway because they just fought.
Yeah. Or if they didn't, I mean, even if they did, like, there's Theo and Perna, which already revive on their own.
You'd need. I don't even know what you need. You need. Like, they're gonna move again before that because their gauges are gonna be higher, and then they're just gonna nuke down 30%.
But
Right?
even if they don't, like, what are you going to use? Like, the skill just is not synergetic at all. Like, you would want to use it with a Perna or Theo, right? I mean, that's...
I don't know. I don't think like that. I think like Praha, or like Chasun.
Okay, so
but then
revise
you
it
need
at 30% HP.
You need like a
add
triple
Praha
HP.
already healed.
You'd need a triple HP like Fireheart or something on your defense or something, you know, because then, yeah, it'll revive like. It makes no sense at all anyway. Because if Chasun's gonna die, or if Praha's gonna die, then your fucking Light Pioneer's fucked. He's dead. Like,
Yeah, I know.
he's not living that.
The kid doesn't help at all. It doesn't make sense. Because, like, even if his second skill heals... No, nothing makes sense. There's literally nothing that makes sense about that.
He needs to reduce damage somehow.
Yeah, he needs to do something to the enemy team.
Or that.
Like, soul protection needs to be like... Oh, it needs to be more offensive. It's not... Okay, so I have to kill you, like, 2 times, okay? And it can get Zeros. Like, it's just not... You think about... God, you think about a unit like Water Fairy King, and then you think about an LD Nat 5 like Light Pioneer, it's not even on the same playing field. Like,
Oh, yeah, it's not even close.
Water Fairy King is so pushed. It's so pushed. And, like, Light Pioneer, like, this buff, really?
But then look at the Dark Pioneer, though. That's just savage. Like, Gianna level, except better, in my opinion. That's fucking savage.
Yeah, I would like Dark Pioneer. That's pretty sweet that it...
Who are you calling a savage?
Hey.
Hey.
Dude, you should have seen a second ago. I ramboed so hard. We went on top of this building. And, like, we all died except me, and I got down to second place. It's crazy. Should have been there.
Nice.
Alright. I think I want to call it on this monster balance, because...
It's depressing you.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, what
Stop
the fuck?
calling it balance. Shut up.
I know, right? I know.
It is pretty depressing though to look at that.
I mean, it's only depressing if you call it balance every time.
I know.
It's depressing that that's what they come out with every 6 months. 6 months. That's what
I
they
would be
get.
cool with it if this was, like, in
Bi-weekly.
every other week thing, yeah.
Yeah, this is 6 months of work, 6 months of theory craft, and game experts going behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
right.
And this
Shut
is what
up.
they came
Don't
up
call
with.
them that.
I mean,
Don't
even if
say
it was-
game experts.
Even if it was once a month, that would be 6 times more than they're doing now.
It's
Motion
pathetic.
speed of the jack-o'-lanterns has been improved.
Oh yeah, so now you can
GG.
speed run those jack-o'-lanterns.
I haven't even looked at the patch. Someone said they changed Leica a little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. It's
That was
kinda
my last Snap
whatever.
5 I pulled.
I mean, Leica's already was good before. You're gonna use it in the same exact situations.
Yeah.
Oh well, what can you do?
Alright, let's go.
Spend more money, I guess, right, Bomber?
It's time. Buy a Dark Pioneer.
That's what they want you to do, right? Spend more money.
Yo, we trying to. I'm gonna invite everybody to this Fives lobby. New Fives lobby.
Oh, I was just inviting you to duos because I was bored.
Dude, we have some good Fives today. Holy fuck.
So now that I join, you're gonna die every single time we get in game, right?
I mean, I died a few times right away.
Fucking yesterday you did it like 10 times in a row, and then the one game you survived, I wasn't in.
Hey, most of the games I took somebody out at least first.
I mean, so did I, but
Yeah.
that's mainly because you died and then I
That's how
YOLO'd
Fives
it
is,
like a
though.
full
Fives
team.
is like... Fives either you spawn by yourself and you don't find a fight forever and then you fight a 5-man and you 5-man war. Or you just get fucked over right away. Alright, I invited everybody, I think.
Is Scat Fetus playing with us?
Now,
What's a monster you want fast on violent? Every monster, dude?
if I don't keep violent runes without speed anymore unless they're like godlike attack runes.
You want Bernard on violent, right?
Zero's obsolete
if you
with
got
Wind
him
Fairy
perfect
King?
speed with
Wind
violent,
Fairy
that'd
King's
be
not
fun.
AoE, guys. What? Wind Fairy King's a single target unit removal. You also probably need Tiana in order to make it work. It's like, oh, I really struggle with this Praha. Let me just cool it down, reset its gauge, unresistible. Done.
I hope they come out
Praha's
with more
easy.
unresistible monsters, Bomber.
No, you
This
don't
is so
have-
much fun.
I have Tiana.
But do you have Wind Fairy King and Tiana?
No.
Oh, I didn't get my own Q. What the fuck? I gotta reset the game.